That recording in progress was slow, delayed, but on its way. Okay, that was the main message that I was delivering today. Anyway, I find it very funny how from the moment I tap in, everything starts to flow in alignment. I was looking for my TV remote because I do multiple frequencies in the background of my videos now. I have Awakening Your Divine Feminine Energy over here in the background, and I didn't know when it was going to go off. So I was looking for my remote, but I am getting to just let it run, and then the next video will apply to this too. So, nose itch too. I am sharing my screen with you first and foremost because I am going to be just sharing stuff about these frequencies with you in alignment with your journey and what's going to be popping off for you during Virgo season. In my first video of the day, I really felt like this was a safe space to start for the day before I hop into the rest of the reading. So, Virgo season is all about your day-to-day life, your routine, getting back in order, getting in formation, preparing your harvest or preparing your day-to-day life in a way that your harvest is fully reaped before things go bare during the winter, right? So this is my behind the scenes area. This is my playlist section. I have so much stuff here. The main thing I wanted to share with you was this, my motivation playlist, right? I ain't mean for it to stop playing. I'm supposed to be showing you the videos. Okay, so I do candle work. I discuss candle work with you. You do your stuff. You do your fasting like we are there. I found the next level. And it's all frequencies. You know how, I guess a phone is a good example. You put your phone on the charger for an hour and you come back and it's fully charged. If you put, if you pair your phone to a particular radio station, it stays on there till you unpair it, right? This is the same thing as pairing or charging your humans. See, so I got this confidence and beauty one, got the successful business one, personal growth, organization, the ones that have really made the difference, because they've all done different things. I realized there are some things I wanted to do better as professionalism. If we cannot look at ourselves and see where we need to be better, how can I do this job for other people, right? Then it just be pointing the finger all the time. No, I need to be consistently growing with you guys. So I didn't like being late all the time. I didn't like being overbooked. That's why I started with the intelligent, smart, and well organized. Then my affirmations for productivity. These got added on over time. Then I was like, okay, I need a funnel for new customers, new people that are in my vibration now that I am more organized than I was before. That's when the business growth kicked in. I also had one attracting soul aligned customers, fans, and paying customers, right? There's another one on here I do believe I still have because I kept the ones that were really like, uh, I received new clients easily was a little annoying because it's like what they call a rampage one. It's multiple things that are being said over top of each other all at one time so that the magnification of the manifestation is stronger, but it can be a bit, I can only sit through an 8-minute one. Another one that has really been assisting all of this to log in is the hemisync. This is putting together your right brain and your left brain so that they run in tandem, which has been epic for my life. I was always running like a creative one day, logic one day, and it was throwing me off in being able to deliver my readings on time. Now everything just flows in tandem. I've been able to do 4 or 5 videos a day, whereas before I was down to 2. Like I could not, my mind could not do it before I started having headaches. It's like now my creative energy has found a way to flow through the logic. Does it make me talk faster? But I am so much more productive. You see this? I have names on my agenda book, like the organization and stuff is coming through. You have to force your funnels. You have to declare what you want over yourself. And then you have to find a frequency to align you with it. So in this case, you want to meet the right people. I put you under building my empire affirmations. See all the red on these? Ooh, I've been making my way through them, building my empire once. Ooh, excuse me. I actually listened to while I was awake so I could keep some of those phrases in my mind and just repeat them as I'm walking around in my head, not where people can hear them. But this is going to be the next level for you too. Winning the game of life affirmations, money is raining down on me. Creative flow. I enjoy that too, but I enjoy it just because some days I'm sitting here doing readings and I'm like, oh, can I do these in a different way than I do them? Which is why a lot of times I start with my mentorship clients to begin because it opens me up to doing stuff. Like I feel free with you guys. With everybody else, I'm still like, all right, I got to focus most on being correct, like making sure I'm channeling the right thing and the information is understood, but it's not so much fun or free like when I get to come in here and show you the back office of what I do in order to keep my business running. So, jet setter, I think that's on the way. I actually do have a vacation coming up, so it is on the way. I didn't even think about it. So, uh, pick which ones align with you. You want to write. I'd also choose one that says, connect me to the best people. So you can't tell, but right now, this whole time, I've had a silent Reiki playing infused in this video along and with whatever's going on back there. And let me check what this frequency is switched to. We started with Reiki to activate divine feminine energy, right? I knew that one was going to go in this video. But to overcome recurring fears and phobias, it said panic thoughts, fears, and phobia. I guess you would know why that resonated with you. Could it be a past life thing? Maybe. But this one that's been running in the background silently is Reiki for a better understanding of when someone is attempting to destiny swap you. Lucky
You
girl.
found this audio because you are ready.
That's lucky girl energy. Fast wealth activation. Once you get started, you'll notice when you come to YouTube every day in the morning, and I do these before I do anything. Like I gotta have my frequencies locked in to guide me where I'm going for the day. I don't do the social media thing, right? I immediately go to, and I have one on my phone. I just got a paper one. Word puzzles. If I'm recognizing that my brain is my weapon, it is my money, it needs to be the sharpest thing I have on me. So word puzzles. I have a couple of other word games. Don't go right now. Okay, let me turn that down. A couple of other word games. I also have two tycoon games. One's like influencer story or something, but everything has to be locked into what you are building for yourself if you are going to build it with like the most solid foundation, because there's so many things that can distract you. And I'm so happy to be talking to you about this because it's something about your Capricorn energy. You get it. As soon as you hear what your target is, you're like, let me shoot. Let me get information for this. When you wake up in the morning, your algorithm will adjust actually based upon the magnetism that you are now building within yourself. You've been building it through fasting, through meditation. You've been making your aura stronger. I also start my day off with a thing of alkaline water. Today, I actually added, I reach it from here. I don't think I can reach it from here. Today, I added a Mayo water, which is just like a little insert thing you squeeze in there with extra electrolytes because they're good for energy and stuff. Other days I use one that's like for energy. I don't do coffee anymore because coffee takes away from your physical body, but also your magnet. Alkaline water. You see that +9 over here? We are electric beings, right? Our brains work through the electricity that is shooting through us. Our nervous systems and our arms, all of that works because electricity shoots through the different atoms and ions and all that crazy stuff, right? That tell us move, our whole nervous system, right? So when you fuel your nervous system, that is the same thing as you fueling your magic. You are making your human more powerful. You are putting more energy into your magnet. So what you eat, and I know you've got to hold on this. The more live stuff you eat, the more pluses. When we eat meat and stuff, it's actually negating the energy that we already have and dropping our vibration. When we drink a soda, all of that stuff taken away from the magic that we innately have. It's like I went to read the Apocalypse book. I didn't want to read any of that stuff because I thought it was going to mess with my channels. Or I guess the scarier thing would have been if I read those books and everything that I saw in there reflected what I had already channeled on my own, it would have freaked me out like, wow, this is real. But when I read it, it was nothing like I expected. This is Merlin's Apocalypse by Margaret Donner, right? Great book. But it pretty much told me we're fucking ourselves. What we eat, not that it's not done systematically, but at some point we had to recognize that the whistleblowers and the conspiracy theorists aren't conspiracy theorists. They are getting us with this loophole a willful blindness. That's the way to say it. You can see when you go to buy a cigarette or something that there's a sign behind that said this will cause cancer, but you still buy it, right? That's what we're doing with everything. And that is why we are actually in a position to be allowed to be exploited right now. Everything that has been set up by us ignoring the fact that we are a whole together. And I'm talking about specifically like the ozone layer and the way that the weather has been horrible lately, but it's because of all the meat farms and the way that the greenhouse gases are being like, you know what I mean? So the apocalypse is just us reaping the repercussions of what we have allowed to be done to us systematically because it was more convenient than what we're supposed to do. So it's like badass kids learning the consequences of their actions. Those people who start to change their actions, my mind said assuage. What is that? ASS. Is that AUGE? Let's see. Baby, I've been learning new words too. I have a dictionary app on my phone and I use my Kindle all the time. Like I read is the last thing before bed. But if I am not in the proper understanding of the word, Kindle just lets you highlight it and it'll give you the dictionary definition. So I've just been loading my head with words, even though I don't like consciously remember them. When I go to have a conversation with somebody, it'll come back up like assuage, which is actually ASSUAGE, to make an unpleasant feeling less. So you doing the right thing, even though the wrong thing has set everything up for what's going on around you, you will maintain a bubble. And I'm getting that I need to show you this because you're a visual learner. Let's do this. Give me a second. I know my screen is going to be shaky. Your energy, our synergy together always pulls the best lessons out of me. So this is that field, that magnet thing I was talking about. Somebody who doesn't do anything to take care of themselves, who is living very much in alignment with the way that the world is saying is cool right now, will very likely only have this first field lit up. Imagine that you can have this whole thing as a walking magnet as you go around. I guess this is the perfect time to explain it. So I've noticed lately, since I started doing stuff right, the results have dripped down into the 3D. Now, I went out to eat yesterday, right? The manager was very like, if you need anything, let me know. Very like VIP, right? But then I turned around. Can I show you this? And I realized the whole restaurant was empty. I went to a movie theater. Nobody else came in during the movie. When I go places, I get upgrades that aren't supposed to be my upgrades. I went to a hotel when I was on vacation. It was a fancier hotel than the one that I was in, but you were able to pay for a day pass, right? Went into that place. The pool was busy or whatever, but I was like, it's okay. We only paid for the little $25 day pass just so we can use their pool and hang out at their bar. We go to explore the hotel or whatever. We end up in a section of the hotel where it's a completely empty pool on the rooftop and a hot tub. So we just have the whole top of the hotel to ourselves for hours because nobody else wants to go up there. They want to hang down the bottom. That is what happens when your magnet is leading you by the crown. See, the crown is the biggest one out here. That means God has a hold on you. God has a cover on you. So there will be lots of people around you that you notice going through it, but you're covered, baby. The best way I can say this, like the Prince of Egypt. You know how some people knew to mark their doors when the time was coming? It's going to be mark your aura. You're claimed by the energy that is protecting you. So you could literally be in a place where somebody is having a hurricane and all the other houses in the neighborhood will get knocked out and they'll be wondering, how did your house not get hit by this storm, Katie? God. And the fact that you have put in the work to line up with the source energy and the source code needed for you to stand in the eye of the storm without getting hit. You will see the cow fly past you. You will see the debris. You will see the pickup truck go past Kevin's house. You will see all of that like you were in Oklahoma during storm season, but you will not be hit. That's because your purpose is higher. And that's why I believe we're meeting so that we can Fill in the gaps on what you need to be doing next in your journey. Like you're being led step by step. So I feel like your eating is amazing. Your eating has been well. If anything, you did the fasting like you need to. Now you need to reset your gut health and your diet and the way you've been doing it. Make sure you are filling yourself with celery, peaches, grapes, anything that is live and living, mushrooms as a replacement for meat. Just everything that you are eating needs to have a plus sign on it. Now, what's this is going to shift is, right? Some of the people that you were going to meet that were originally part of your journey, remember I said you were supposed to have a tribe of people that were assisting. They were still hanging on to that lower vibration, like the first group that you came into, because you were coming straight off that New Jersey energy. And technically, you had been depleted before. So when you came over here, your battery was still low. You have been refilling yourself this whole time from the amount of stuff that you were giving out over there. And I don't know if you recognized how much you had been giving out to people until you got over here and you had time for yourself. So maybe that's why the awakening of your feminine energy is coming back in. That ability to care and nurture for self. Something that you didn't have to split with other people. It's like before when you were taking care of yourself, there would always be somebody else who was benefiting from it or somebody else who you had always had to make sure they was good to. You have mainly been able to do that for you. You have been loving your inner lady lover up in here. And that will continue, but it will continue with your food, with your fitness. All of that is adding points to strengthening your aura. Combining that with the Reiki or making sure that when you go to sleep at night, and I guess that's the next set I needed to show you. We're flipping the screen again, ma'am. Right? Now, this fast money and luck stuff, that's just what I sit with like when I'm writing down my business plans. Because guess what it's telling me? It's giving me the idea or the funnel for a post that I will create that will be the thing that pulls in the money. So if I'm sitting here with a creative frequency on, which is something you would use with your, excuse me. Whenever I quit smoking, or attempt to quit smoking because it's been kicking my ass, right? So much phlegm comes out. Like my lungs are just like, sorry, I needed to tell you that. It caught me off guard because I didn't smoke any today. It's been, you know, moving along in the journey. So when you sync or when you're in the energy of something and you write down an idea, whatever, that's going to create the open door. The idea that you got was just at the vibrational match for lucky girl energy or fast money or creativity or whatever the case was. Now, this is what you are going to be using. Although you might want to lock into that fast money, like if you're doing a driving job or something, turn on the frequency for increased wealth. This is unleash your creativity, remove blockages. You would have this on in the background while you were writing. Quantum creativity probably would even be better. This means you'd be pulling from the, which is more sci-fi like what you're doing. When I go to sleep, like I leave no room for my mind to mess this up for me based upon what it's afraid of before. Total abundance, self-love and gratitude, positive affirmations. Last night, what did I go to sleep to? Let's see. Because I feel very zen today. I woke up to this malware dissolver first. Like remove any curses or hexware that is in your field. When you got power and you have a job like this where you are telling people on a regular basis, you got power, like you can teach other people to use their power. You got to watch out for parasitic witches and other people who are jealous and all that stuff. So you constantly got to clear your field. But I went to sleep to find your purpose. 8 hours and get rich while doing it. I don't even know what it said. I went to sleep with my melatonin. I put on my magnesium rub because faith over fear. If you're telling me all I got to do is sink myself and envelope myself in this energy for everything I want, then I'm going to trust you over everything else. And I'm referring to God, to source. That is the message that I have been told to pass to you today. You've got the power. So I'm going to pull, even though all of this was like straight channeled. I've been able to do this without cards lately. And I'm like, this is amazing. I've been working on this for years, just being open enough that I can hear what God wants me to convey to you. And then the best part, when I get a response back from the client, Like, wow, you mentioned some things that was right in my head. And I'm like, that's amazing because I didn't use my cards and this is me like taking my training wheels off. So what does Mercedes most need to know right now? Because I'm feeling like this is your next level. When you go out and ride, you got your money frequency on. When you create, you have your creative frequency on. You have affirmations at nighttime. You have things during the day. You are constantly using the 369 method. The 369 method is you declaring something over your life. Uh, like I make a certain amount of money per week, or I am a successful or famous or whatever the case you may be writer. You will write it 3 times in the morning when you first wake up, 6 times during lunchtime, and 9 times before bed. You would do that every day until it's just in your head, that is in your energy. And then we're going to hop from the law of attraction, which is what all of this is setting into, to the law of assumption. It is already done. It is already mine. I'm just waiting for it to arrive here. My inheritance is trickling down, and you will start to see the changes. I expected it was going to take, months because magic. No, that 21 day thing. And I think because 2 + 1 = 3 and the 3 is the entry thing, that's why it kicks off and why I do the mentorships in 90 days, because the 9 is completion. 3 is the beginning. 6 is when you might need to revise something, go back, change, think about it a little bit more. You know what I mean? Uh, I literally was about to book a hotel and I noticed they had 6s on it. I was like, oh, what am I doing wrong? Like, this price is great. What is everything? I found out that it was at least 4 hours from the place I actually wanted to go to. It's like the algorithm has sent in a recommendation for a different place that could have been a cool thing to do instead of the location that I was going. But the 6s is what caught my attention and let me know, wrong way. What's wrong with this booking? Use that rule and the 369 and build going forward. So, is there anything else that Mercedes needs to know today about? No, hold on, about her Virgo season. Because Virgo season, as far as I'm concerned for you, is you locking in, you building a whole new system that you are going to use the whole time that it's going to propel you. The Sagittarius season, Libra season, even Scorpio season, you're going to start to see the efforts of your work, like in the physical. Like we were talking about your finances the last time we had a conversation. We were talking about you just being worried about the fact that you're working less that way, but you're working more on your creativity and being concerned about your income. This is going to fill in that gap. So I've noticed that you can have a job like this where you have a set rate and stuff and you can keep your income flowing. But when you have a job like a waitress or a dasher or a Lyft driver, right? The variety is so much more. You can start having clients that pay you tips like $15. You can start having like a $50 cell phone you got delivered. That's Postmates. Postmates does amazing over there, by the way. But suddenly you'll be noticing higher paying clients, bigger orders coming through you because you have aligned yourself with the frequency of wealth. So your money will balance out. That's not going to be an issue at all. You are being tested on your faith. So during this time, teacher planner, I told you were going to get in your life in formation and structure. It says you have the ability to motivate others to strive to uncover their potential. You've learned much about money. This is a time to put it into practice. The next one for planner says, take financial inventory and see what needs changing. It's crucial that you make a plan to ensure that each day counts. And then the last word was underworld, which always tickles me because this is just like you getting money in a way that is not conventional. It literally says, find unconditional ways to explore new sources of income. As the world evolves, so can your means of earning money because you are being aligned with your life purpose. That's why I said, or why I was feeling that Libra season, Scorpio season, Sagittarius season, something about Sagittarius season, it made me feel like, oh my goodness, like I'm so excited for her, right? But the other cards here was you being your money manager. This was after life purpose is going to help you even become a better writer. Like you not having to worry about money, knowing that every time you go out, you're gonna make like $100 a day or more. You set your goal, you set your intention for what you want to make. And I'm even feeling like if you were to be interested and you were to sit through some frequencies or meditations about finding a new job, you might even find one that fits your schedule, that pays you more than what you're earning now, something more reliable, something solid that does not affect your work. It seems like you were looking for something not to tie you down and take all your time and make you like end up in somewhere dead end that is not letting you do your job. That's not going to be the case. There is some sort of opportunity that is available if you're willing to grab it out of the field. That'll be like 3 or 4 days a week. And then you won't have to do the other job as much. It might be under the table, I'm getting. It could still be driving, but either way, it's a job that you'll know you'll be making a certain amount of money and it's going to fill in whatever gaps or concerns you were having so that you start moving into overflow financially, where your bills are not only covered, but you're starting to see that every week you have a little bit more than what you budgeted, like because there's a variable for it to grow. And that's what's going to happen in your energy too. You are expanding. You're expanding, bottom line. Virgo season, you will be setting up the framework for what you were expanding into. You were setting up the framework for how big you can go, if that makes sense to you. Like if you had a shaky table or something, right? After Virgo season, and right now it's heal financial fear and prosperity blocks that just popped up on my TV is the Reiki that is shifted into. So say, can I do this right here? Can you see this? No, you can't see it. Well, I was showing you a house of cards that was falling over. If you build your house, let's think of the three little pigs. If you built your house from straw during Virgo season, when Scorpio and Libra and all that other things came in, you wouldn't be able to handle the overflow of the stuff that's coming your way. Your house would cave. But since you were going to take this time to build it with brick and mortar and solid things and a solid lifestyle that you can keep up to continue the momentum here, I thought that wasn't focused. The momentum here, you're going to be rocking and rolling the rest of the year. So, Virgo season is the time to build your framework for the overflow that's about to happen. Build a bigger ship, energetically speaking. Strengthen your magnet and get ready for overflow. Have a good day, ma'am.